Given the graph to the right, complete the table of values and find the equation of the line. Well, one of the things is there were some very clear points that were given here, and I'll highlight them in red. One thing that is difficult to see, however, is the y-intercept. That's not an easy point to locate. So we're probably going to have to compute that. We're not going to be able to read it from our graph. But you can see when x was -5, we went up to +2. That's this point. When x was at -2, I believe, we went up to +3. So we're going to put a -2 gave us a +3. When x was at 1, we hit 4. So 1 gave us 4. And then the final point we see up there was when x was 4, y went all the way up to 5. So I'm just transcribing these values from the graph onto our table. And now that I have that, I need to get the equation of the line. Well, one of the things I can see from the graph is that the slope pattern is up 1 unit and then over 1, 2, 3 units. So the slope is pretty easy to read. It's just going to be 1/3, right? 1/3. So that I'm not worried about. But I do need to use one of our 2 points to figure out the y-intercept. And again, it doesn't matter which one I use. But if I start with y equals mx plus b, we've already determined from the graph that our slope pattern clearly is 1/3. And then I'm going to just pick up an x and a y value. And I guess I'll use the last value on the table. You'll notice that x is the number 4. So I'll plug 4 in here for x. And you'll notice also that y is the number 5. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab the number 5 and place it, put it in the place of y. And then the other thing that we've got is the plus b. So this plus b is a lot. What we just solved for that, and that tells us our y-intercept. So let's see, 4 times 1/3 is 4/3. I've got 5, and I need to subtract 4/3 from each side. And I'm just going to convert the 5 into thirds, right? If I multiply 5 times 3/3, that will give me 15/3 minus 4/3, and that is what b is. And 15 minus 4 is 11. So 11/3 is probably the form of the slope that I like the most. A lot of you use different things, and that's okay. I think a lot of you wrote, 3 times 3 2/3. That's fine. What I don't like to see is if you decide to call this 3.7. It's not 3.7, right? Or 3.67. That's not what it is either. I can tolerate this if you give me 3 and then 6 repeating. That's okay. That is equivalent to 11/3. But really your best bet is just to look at this. It's 11/3 and deal with that. So the equation of this line is y equals, again, the slope was 1/3 x and then plus 11/3. And boy, I have not left a lot of room for that answer.